This conference will now be recorded.
Great. Good evening, guys. Thank you for joining me this evening. So we have started our journey of data science journey with ANR for machine learning in data science course. Just to recap what we were doing, we have completed one use case of linear regression and 3/4 use case of classification, and we tried to complete Python basics and advanced Python concepts. So the pending stuff till now is 1/4 of the classification project and one more session on advanced Python for Matplotlib. The reason why I have taken this GitHub for data science is, as I told you my personal experience last week, where I was attending for an interview with one of the leading telecom giant across the world. I have completed 3 rounds of interview, and in 4th round when they have asked me to come for face to face. After 30 minutes of the discussion, they asked, "Thank you for attending the interview and we look forward to see you soon." Uh, Out of the box, one of the member in the technical panel came back asking me, "What is your GitHub account?" Okay. In fact, I have a GitHub account, but I have a GitHub account for my training content, but not my personal professional GitHub link. And the result of the interview is, and the feedback is, I have done amazingly superb. They liked my technical capabilities, my technical experience, my hands-on experience, and the number of use cases I have done, and the number of projects and clients I've worked with data science. But the sad part is, the guy who came to interview like me had a GitHub account, and I don't have GitHub account. I lost the opportunity, and that guy has got the job. In fact, I was literally looking for that kind of role because it's a work from home project. You can work from home for 3 days, and the rate of the contract is what I was exactly looking for last 2 to 3 months. It was very good rate. It was very good project. It was a long-term project, but I missed it because I don't have a GitHub account. Maintaining my GitHub account doesn't take more than half an hour for me. But the only reason why I didn't maintain it is I thought it was not that necessary. Let me show you one thing. I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you see here, this is my GitHub account. This GitHub account was built long back when I was into this Hadoop and big data training 3 months ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. Okay, when I maintained this much in a training part, I would have done the same thing for my personal part as well. When I say personal part, the professional GitHub account of myself, which I have done, but I didn't document it because I was really not keen, and I thought it was not important. So as I missed one opportunity because I don't have a GitHub account, I don't want any of us or any one from my team to face that situation. That's the reason I decided, let me take one session on deep dive for GitHub and then help you all. Now, the agenda of this session will be straightforward. Here, first you'll understand each and every concept of GitHub, and over the weekend we will be properly doing end-to-end GitHub implementation. You will create your own GitHub account. You will have a code in your GitHub account. You will make the changes to your GitHub account. I mean to say, you will make the change to the code in the GitHub account, and you will git fork, and you will git commit, and you will git publish. And I will review the code what you have done. So one use case or one standard implementation you do in the workshop will be will make you feel more comfortable when you go into office and start working on GitHub. Likewise, all the use cases we are going to implement in this journey, I would request you to please go ahead and upload everything onto GitHub. Okay, that's what it is. So let's now start talking about what we are going to learn in this. First, we are going to install the Git, and we are going to understand what is the version control and why version controlling is very important. Basics of Git and creating a new local Git repository. When I say creating a new local Git repository, it means within your GitHub repository. Let me show you that. Now, Hadoop ThoughtWorks is my GitHub account name. Okay. Now, do you see a popular repositories? Materials is one repository. In materials, I have all the materials. Likewise, I have another repository, data science with R and Python. Okay. And I have other repository, data science and machine learning. Okay. Now, if you see here, this guy is saying echo data science machine learning readme.md. You need to think, what the heck is this readme.md? What is git initialization? What is git add? What is git commit? What is git remote add origins? And what is git push? This is all you need to understand. Now, after that, if you want to push an existing repository from the command line, you can do this way. Or if you want to import a code, you can do it this way. If you see here, this thing was just created, data science machine learning was created just few days back. Okay, I have did this one just to show how things will work for you. Now, when I say local repository, this is my local repository. Okay, now mine is public. Likewise, if you're working for a company, that company's GitHub will be private. Okay, done and dusted. Now, cloning a Git repository. When I say cloning a Git repository, you all will clone my GitHub code into your laptops. You will make the changes, and when you say commit, whatever changes you made on the local laptop will be reflected onto the main GitHub account. That is cloning and working on a Git repository. Everything I explain here will be taught practically, but first thing, understand the concepts and then do the practicals. Now, making use of Git commit history. Let's assume we have 5 members in our team. Amarnath has done some change today. X has done some change tomorrow. Y has done some change tomorrow. Z was on leave all these days, and Z came back and wanted to make some more changes. But Z cannot directly go ahead and make the changes without understanding what X and Y has done. For that reason, you need to know the Git commit history. To get that Git commit history, you need to make use of the concept and understand the concepts of Git commit history. Now, okay. Now, reverting the files to previous state. When I say reverting the files to previous states, as I told, Amarnath made some change, X made some change, Y made some change, and Z made some change. Unfortunately, the changes made by X were not correct. That was not working properly as we thought. So we need to revert that to the previous state. How can we do that? You need to understand that one also. And hands-on will be, you will be creating your own GitHub repository. You will be adding, committing, and pushing the changes. And you are working on branching, merging the branches, sending the pull request, and conflicting the resolutions. Now, adding, committing, and pushing is nothing but go one step back. Do you see that? Git initialization is git init. Git add readme.md is nothing but git add means you are going to add something additional to the existing git, and git commit means yes, I made changes, can you please commit my changes. And then git remote add origin. Git remote add origin means git remote is on your local laptop and you're asking the changes what you have on your local laptop to be committed to the main git, which is nothing but this one, github.com Hadoop ThoughtWorks. And then git push origin master. Now what is origin master is nothing but branch. What is the tree structure looks like? You have a roots, and then you have the main stem or branches. From the branches you have other branches, from the small big branches to small branches, and then the trees, and then the leaves and all these things. That is the structure. Like that, the in GitHub we have branching. Master is your code branch, and under the master you have other things, right? Perfect. Now merging the branches is also done. Sending the pull request and conflicting resolutions. This also we'll discuss practically. Now, first understand how do you install Git. Okay, very simple. If you're using Windows, go to this link. Let me show you that. See, if you're using Windows, take this one and start downloading it. And if you're using Mac, use this one to download. And if you're working on Linux environment, just say sudo apt-get install Ubuntu, install Git, which is on Ubuntu. And if you're using Fedora or CentOS, just say sudo yum install Git. Okay. Now, once the Git is installed, check the Git version. Okay. How would you check the Git version? Let me show you that. Go to your command prompt, and from there you can do it. Let me close the Slack channel. See, my Git version is 2.18.0, which means Git is already installed on my machine. Installation of Git is straightforward. I don't want to spend any time on that, so you guys can do it by yourself. Okay, now first step you need to do after Git setup is your identity. What is your identity? My identity for this, one second guys, I'll show you. My identity for this one is Hadoop ThoughtWorks. When I say Hadoop ThoughtWorks, and if I go to my settings, do you see here? Let me take a pen. Do you see here? Signed in as Hadoop ThoughtWorks. Okay. Can you see my pen? Okay. And you have your profile. Okay. One second, guys. I think the pen is not working. Give me 1 second. I'll sort that out. Erase all drawings. Go back to the pointer. Pause the screen sharing. Stop the screen sharing. Show the screen. Now it's try pen. Okay. Now if you see here, I am signed in as Hadoop ThoughtWorks, right? Again, here it is my profile. This is my repositories. This is my project. This is my star. This is my guest. Okay. So now let's talk about one by one and understand how each thing works. Okay. I need to go back to the pointer. Perfect. Now my profile. This is my profile. Okay. Now what is my profile saying? Overview is saying you have this one. 4 members have started your thing and you have 16 folks. When I click on this one, see Abhi, Anjiva, Bhuva, this many guys have taken my stuff. Okay, they have forked my stuff. Okay, pull request. Okay, this means these guys have taken my stuff, they liked it. Okay, now projects are 0 because I have not maintained any projects, but all my guys who are in this journey, I would request you to create a new project. First project is first use case. Second project is second use case. Yeah. So first project, just put everything understood. You have clearly written everything in a Jupyter notebook. Just go and upload the Jupyter notebook there and write some notes there telling I implemented this, I understood this. Classification use case, you did everything in Jupyter notebook, right? The Jupyter notebook is saved, right? Go and attach that Jupyter notebook into second use case, like that. Okay, stars, it depends upon people who like your GitHub repos and who says good job. Followers, I have 4 followers, and I can just increase my followers by the proper uh, updating my stuff on a daily basis. Okay, this is about your identity. Now in the command prompt, if you want to understand your git config, okay, let me show you that also. Okay, see here, if you see here, you will see all the options. What is the synopsis you have? I'll take a pen here once again to explain you better. Git config, value of regex, git config add name value, git config replace all name value, git config show origin to get name, git config null get all name, git config name only get this one, git config unset all, git config rename section, like this. So basically what you need to understand is you need to be aware of each and every syntax that makes your journey comfortable in this process. So just explore each and everything. So if you see here, I'm focused on this one. Git config file, which means whatever the configurations you are making on GitHub, they are being picked up from this config file. Your local GitHub may be different, your actual repo may be different. You can have any number of GitHub accounts on your machine, but each one can have different config files. Okay, that's what it is. And if you have global, then that means how many ever copies you maintain on your local, all will be reflected to your global one. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, hope you are clear till this point. Now let me go back to 1 second guys, pointer. Okay, perfect. Now this is all about your git, your identity. Now git config global username dot email. Okay, if you wanted to use this, you can use this. Configurations will just say what is your name. Okay, now let me tell you something. No, see the syntax properly guys. I'm saying my user dot email, so I'll say hadoop thoughtworks at gmail.com. Okay, error unknown user. So what I'll say is I'll just say hadoop thoughtworks. I didn't clone it, that's the reason it couldn't identify. That's fine if you clone it, and if your GitHub is aware of the repo which you cloned, then when you say GitHub global user.email, it will give you. 1 second guys, I think I have not added git config. 1 second. Global is public. Hadoop thoughtworks. See, key does not match a section. Hadoop thoughtworks. Okay, now let me show you something. I have not cloned it, so it will throw an error message. It says it has not matched. Do you know the reason why? Let me show you the reason why. Go here, go to your settings. In your settings you have security. Where is my security? Yeah, SSH and GPG keys. There are no SSH keys associated with your account. Now if you say new SSH key, the SSH key, if I give a name here, see, the key is invalid. It begins with this one. Check that you are not copying the public half of the key. Okay, that is fine. Just say generate SSH keys. If you follow this process, it will be straightforward. The first thing you must be doing is check if you are working on existing SSH keys, or generate a new SSH key and add SSH agent. Now do not get confused. We are not diverted. We are on the same topic. When you are talking about your profile of GitHub, you need to be aware if the account is global or private, and you must be knowing what are the login credentials of that account. Your login credentials of your account is directly linked with the security, which is nothing but SSH and GPG keys. Okay, now why did it show the error message when I was creating the new SSH key? It shows the key is invalid. It must begin with SSH-RSA. Now let me try once again. See, I cannot do this. Let's do something. One second, I'll go to security. Now see here, if you see here, the public key was failed a minute ago. Okay, a repo was created on 8 days ago. User.login was tested 8 days ago. User.login was again tested 8 days ago. User failed login on 3rd February. Now you can enable the two-factor authentication as part of your GitHub process. Set up using SMS or set up using app, whichever is fine. Okay, these are all the codes you must be well aware of. And I'm not diverted. There is a link between what we are talking and this one. So let me go back. Now SSH and GPG keys are not available. You need to create one. We'll do one thing. We will create a SSH keys while we do a practicals, because let's not waste time on creating GPG keys and then linking them and all. Let's understand the concept first and then jump into the practicals in the workshop which we're doing over the weekend. Now you understood your identity. Your identity is nothing but under what username, what password, and what email ID is your GitHub account created. Done and dusted. Your identity. What is your identity? Your identity is, are you using an editor like Vim? Are you using editor like Emacs? Are you using anything? So now let me show you that one also. Git help, and here you can just say what are looking for. You're looking for global core.editor, right? Just say global core, spelling mistake. Okay. One minute, guys. Let me remove this one and let's add this one. Okay. 1 minute. Let me Google that out. Core editor GitHub help. 1 second. Okay. Okay, this is what he's telling. Now if you are using Atom, you need to first install the Atom and then open the terminal and give it git config. My editor is Atom. Now if you're using Sublime Text, again, if you ask me what is Sublime Text, what is Atom, they're all same, guys. Let me show you something. 1 minute, I have to make things clear for you. This is my Sublime Text. Sublime Text, if you are using Windows, the way you have your notepad, in Linux, Mac, in development environment, developers use different editors. Those editors are called Emacs, Sublime Text, Notepad++ also. Okay, Different people works on different. TextMate is also like that. So I'm installing the latest version of Sublime Text to show you. So this is Sublime Text. Okay, it just does nothing. If you go to file, open recent, data pre-processing, see here. If I say categorical attributes, I get this code. If I say categorical data set, I get these codes. These are all my the Sublime Text I've used. So do you see why this is in yellow, this is in red, pink, like that? The Sublime Text does know which is a package, which is a library, which is a function, which is a variable, which is a attribute. That's the importance of uniqueness of Sublime Text. We are just talking about Sublime Text here. Different people are comfortable with different fields. Someone says I love Emacs, someone says I like Atom. So I leave that with you. Okay, so you understood your identity. In your identity, you need to know your first name, your last name, and also your email address. And then you need to know your identity. Your identity is all about your editor. Your editor is all about your Vim and Notepad++ or whatever it is. Now, enable color. Do you want auto color? Do you want blue color? And do you want whichever color you want? Now, if you want to see the configurations and settings, just say git config list. Let me show you that one also. Git config list. My hands are shaking today. Now see, credential.helper equal to ox keychain, which means whenever you ask me about git help, I am linked with the local ox keychain. Now here comes the beauty of it. If your GitHub is linked with SSH keys and GPG keys, and in that case, when I say git config list, it won't give this error message. It will directly go and read the credentials you have copied from your GitHub account, which is SSH keys and GPG keys. If you are worried and not aware of SSH keys are nothing but secured shell accounts, logins, which you use to log into your open source tools like Linux or Hadoop, to that matter. Okay, now this is done and dusted. Let's move on. Now, introduction to version control. What is version control? What do you know about version control? Git is one perfect example of version control. Version control is a system that records changes to a file or set of files over time so that you can recall specific version later. As I told you earlier, Amarnath made a change on Monday, X made a change on Tuesday, Y made a change on Wednesday. In such cases, if we have to allow to revert the files to previous state,
it's 17
or
hours.
if you want to revert the entire project back to previous state, or if you want to compare the two changes, and if you want to see who modified at what time, you need to know about version controlling. My version is 0.1, X change is 0.2, Y change is 0.3, Z change is 0.4. So starting from my change 0.1 to 0.4, if you want to track all the changes made, you need to know about version controlling. Now, it means if you screw up something and lose the files, you can easily recover it because your version controlling has information about which change was made when. Okay, perfect. Now, other popular version control tools: Subversion, concurrent versions, Perforce, Mercurial, Bazaar, and many more. These are the other version control tools open and available, which we need not have to worry about. Now, getting the Git big picture. In corporate world or in IT, people don't talk about GitHub. They talk about version controlling or Git. Don't use GitHub. Say I'm working on version control. Just say I'm working on Git. So if you're talking GitHub, they don't care. Just say Git or version controlling. That's it. Now, what are the use cases you have? What are different use cases? How the individual development helps, how this GitHub helps the individual development, how the collaborative development helps in this GitHub process. What is the offline usages? Now, why is Git? Everything is local. Full history of the tree is available. When I say tree, it's a branch. When I say branch, it starts from the root. When I say it starts from the root, The day project started to the day project ended, you have end-to-end information about the project implemented in GitHub. Okay, now everything is short, right? Snapshots and not diff. The difference between snapshots and diff is differential means today to tomorrow. Change number one. Today is Wednesday, I made a change. Tomorrow is Thursday, you made the change. And Friday, someone make other change. You know the differential? Differential have to map the changes from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Snapshot is nothing but it just takes the snapshot of the changes done. What is snapshot? An image, a photo. Now, maintaining a photo is easy, or maintaining the differential backups is easy. Maintaining the photos is easy. That's the reason snapshots are very easy to maintain. That makes the GitHub so smart and powerful. Now, it is distributed and not centralized. Yes, GitHub is distributed, it is not centralized. It's great for those who hate CVS and SVN. This statement, few people agree with this statement, but few people don't agree. But the point is, GitHub is GitHub. GitHub has got its own advantages. Okay. Now, let's understand about the 3 states of GitHub workflow. What are the 3 states? Guys, everything I'm showing here will be represented and demonstrated practically. You will be doing this stuff with me, the practically real time in the workshop. So first understand the concept. If you're stuck, stop me then and there and ask me the question. Now, Git workflow and the 3 states. The Git repository, your file can reside in 3 main states. First one is modified stage, staged state, and committed stage. Now, what does it mean? Look at the diagram and relate my narration. Do you see the yellow color at staged? Do you see green color committed? And do you see modified in blue color? Now, modify means you modify the files in your working directory. Super. You stage the files, adding the snapshot to them to your staging area. You do a commit that stores the snapshot permanently to your Git directory. Then you can check out the existing version, make changes, stage them, and then commit. I repeat, you modify the files in your working directory. Local, superb. You stage the files. When I say stage the files, it means you are preparing the changes you made to be pushed. Before you push, you stage, you wait, watch, monitor, analyze, right? That's what it is. You do commit that stores the snapshot permanently to your Git directory. That's the other thing. Okay, so you understood stage, you understood commit. When you commit, the changes that are on your local system are pushed into your GitHub account. So your GitHub account is public, so others may see the changes. Now, after you finish the modification, staging, and committing, you come back to a checkout. You can check out the existing version, again make the changes, stage them, and commit them. Okay, these are the important things you need to know in the journey of GitHub 3 states. Look at the diagram, guys. I'll show you 1 minute. Give me 1 second. The first one is stage files, commit. This is this way, this is this way. Check out the project is this way because you completed the staging, you completed the commit, and you completed the everything. Now, if you see here, adding one file, you're preparing for the change, that stage. After that, you committed it, so that is committed. Okay, I did till this point, and now X comes and X makes other changes to the existing one, that is modified. Okay, once the file is modified, again it has to stage for commit, right? To stage for commit, again this has to go into this step, right? Now, if the stage for commit is okay, and if you want to persist those files inside, keep it. Or if you want to delete an untracked change, just say delete. When I say untracked change, you just did that change for your testing, the testing was passed, just delete it. If you have got nothing to do nothing to do in your version control that helps the team, do not do anything. All your testings add a string telling testing and make it as an untracked process and delete it. This is what about the 3 states of your Git. Okay, perfect. Hope you're all clear with this one. Now let's get into, I have to move out of the pointer. Now let's go and create a hands-on and discuss more about GitHub practically. First one, how do you create a GitHub repository? Now, creating a new directory, open it and perform a git init to create a new local Git repository. Look at my screenshot. What did I do? I said I am in a directory called ML. In my ML, I create a new directory called mkdir git_test, and I went into that test and I did git init. What happens when I did git init? It initializes the Git. As GitHub is already installed on my machine, it will start initializing. When it is initialized, it creates a local Git repository. Okay, now carefully observe, guys. Now, initial empty Git repository is in users Amarnath Gayatri ml git test.git. This .git is very important throughout your journey. This is going to be bread and butter. Okay, now in the new folder, create a working copy of local repository. Now we are talking about Git cloning. Now, Git clone https github.com hadoop thoughtworks materials.git. So, cloning into materials, enumerating objects, counting the objects, compressing the objects, unpacking the objects. Okay, after it is done, whatever GitHub is there on the public, it is trying to put everything onto local. That's done. With this one, we have cloned one Git repository perfectly. Once again, this is theory. Understanding how things work is important, and then we'll jump into practical. So you'll do it by yourself. Now, you can study the repository history of log using Git log. Now, I said git space log. What is it saying? No current branches master does not have any commits yet because I just cloned. I don't make any changes. When I make changes, I say git add and then I say git repo, git push, like that. Now, like that, you can also see 2 lines of the code. You can say 4 lines of the code, like that. But the point here is your current branch master does not have any commits yet. If it has commits, that will show all the 4 commits. When I say 4 commits, Amarnath's commit, X commit, Y commit, Z commit, all those 4 commits you must be able to say. Okay, now this is all about it. Now this point is about, you can study the GitHub history log using Git log, and you can see the last P, a number of Git commits at Git log -n P. P means number. That number can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 1, it can be 2, like that. Okay, perfect. Hope this slide is making sense to you. Let me erase all the drawings. Let me go back to the pointer. Now, next one, Git history. You can also see the Git history with affected files using git log /. Guys, please be aware that is not stat, that is //. One more thing, I'll show you that practically. Log, I think it has a space. Yes, it has a space. Fatal, no directory, because I'm in this directory. I need to go to cd/ml because this is where I've installed git pwd, and if I say git_test, I went to the directory where my git is located. Now if I say git log stat, see, your current branch master does not have any initial commits. But do you see here what error message gave? Not a git repository. Means you are not talking about, you are not sitting in a proper location and you are calling someone else whom I'm not aware of. So I must be sitting in the right house and should call right people. So you have to be careful about where is your git repo being created, and you need to talk to the person whom you are referring to. Okay, now if I say pwd, I'm in this location. If I do ls-l, I'll see materials. Now if I go to materials, I'll find all the stuff what I have on my GitHub over here. See, I've got all the stuff. Okay, now you understood about git history and git log. Okay, now look at the screenshot. This screenshot says git log // It says, boss, Hadoop ThoughtWorks is created. The first time it was created was Sunday, Feb 3rd, 2019. Okay, now Sunday, Feb 13 was not actual date was created. It was the origin master or origin head was initially committed with some changes. That is what it is. Okay, now guys, very simple. Understand something. This date here is not about the initial commit. This date is talking about this one, which is Data Science Guide to Apache Spark. If you go back to my videos and observe carefully, you can see that this video and the PDF was published on that date. If not exactly that date, a week's difference would be. Okay, now I'm erasing all the drawings. I'm taking the pointer. Now, comparing the changes over time. When you wanted to compare the changes, you need to know the few things. How you can see the changes that were committed, git show commit ID. Now, Amarnath, while committing, I'll show you that one also. Give me 1 minute. Hope it's interesting, guys. Do you see here? Git commit -m first commit. What is it saying? Amarnath made something, and what he's trying to say is, oh my friends, I'm committing something. That commit is nothing but my first commit. X came second day, X commits. What X say? Oh guys, this is my second commit. Y comes third day, Y says guys, this is my Y commit, third commit, like that. So in these cases, each commit will have a commit ID. You need to just say git show commit ID, and if you want to compare the two commits, just say git def commit ID 1 or commit ID 2, or say commit 1 ID, commit 2 ID. And if you want to revert to previous states, just say git checkout commit ID. And if you want to check out the current state, say git checkout master. Once again, I wanted you to be careful here. If you want to revert to previous state, git checkout commit ID. If you want to return to current state, just say git checkout master. There are two different things here. Confusing things, but very important. Git checkout commit ID and git checkout master. Okay. Revert to previous state is git checkout commit ID, means you're talking about one specific commit which you made or X made or Y made. Okay, and if you wanted to commit the whole to the current state, just say git checkout master. Okay, hope that's making sense to you. Erase all the drawings, go back to the pointer. Now, understanding how you create a GitHub repository. Guys, have a look. Go to GitHub account. I'll explain this more practically when we are doing the practical sessions. So I want you to pull your sleeves up and wait till that time. But here, when you create a GitHub repository, the important thing is, if you see on the right hand side, you see new repository, you need to give repository name. Okay, now do you see here I gave data science and machine learning. Always remember, do not check initialize this repository with a read me, means read me, because this will let you immediately clone the repository to your computer, which I don't want to do. I want to do a git clone by myself. I don't want GitHub to clone automatically to my local laptop. When I say GitHub local, that must be cloned from somewhere, because in office, in real-time corporate world, that's how things will work. So do not check initialize repository with readme, because if you initialize it, this will immediately clone the repository from your computer directly. Okay, again, git repo command line. If you talk about GitHub and if you start using GUI, which is graphical user interface, please stop learning GitHub. GitHub's partners and GitHub's beauty is you can operate it from command line prompt. Okay. Now, if you see here, if you have done this kind of things before, means this whole .git is that you're talking to GitHub. In GitHub, there is one profile called Hadoop ThoughtWorks. In that profile, there is data science machine learning .git. Okay, you're talking about that. Now, every time when you create a new repository on command line, you need to add few areas. How you initialize it, how you add a new file, how we commit it, and how we push it. This is the important part of it. Okay, next one. Let's work on exercises. The next exercise will be you will be creating a new directory. Excuse me. You will be creating a new directory, and once you create a new directory, you'll add a new file, and that file will have a name .git, and you'll make 3 git commands and save the file and move it to staging area, commit this file, and push the file to repo you just created. This is the exercise which you are going to do. We'll cover that in tomorrow's class, as this is very short, very initial concepts. I thought I should make it short, so I didn't make longer slides. But tomorrow, let's understand this exercise of 2 and make our hands dirty. Understand the concepts, make a note of all the things I'm explaining about git push, git commit, git init, and git repo, and then that makes sense to you when we do the practicals. Okay, hope the class made good sense to everyone, and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for your time. I'll send you invitation for tomorrow's class in the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much.